What's up, internet people? In today's video I'm gonna do a story time about Friday the 13th tattoo flash. So today I'm sitting here with my Gear 5 Luffy that I got at the Mugiwara store. I got my first tattoo at Bang Bang Studios, then I got my second tattoo, which was a keloid scar cover-up. Then I have a third tattoo. So all three of those tattoos were custom, meaning that I worked with the artist to come up with the idea. It's like a one-of-a-kind piece, takes longer time and costs more money because it's custom, right? For Friday the 13th, usually people do flash. Flash usually is what the artists have already prepared, or maybe it's like a basic design. So at this time of my life, if you watch my first video, I had broken up with my longest term partner. I met this girl, her name is Jackie. I can't remember how we actually ended up making plans, but basically we were like, let's go clubbing together, the two of us. And when we went out together, the energy, I swear to God, was like, this person matches my level of craziness, I guess. So it's just me and her. We were just going so hard and the vibe was so good, and I was like, wow, I love this girl. Like, she's gonna be my best friend. I was like, she's my vibe. She's down for anything. Same. I met her on Wednesday. This is Thursday. And then Friday the 13th. At least half of the time I get tattoos, it's because it memorializes a certain time in my life, certain people in my life. Basically, at this point, we just wanted to get tattoos together. It didn't really matter what it was. It was more for the story of it. So we're calling around. This is like maybe around 5 o'clock. So think rush hour in Boston. If that means nothing to you, Boston roads are notoriously crazy. Lots of one-ways. It's not a grid system. It's like loop-de-loops and weird road structures. So I'm driving around in a great deal of stress. Jackie and I are calling up these tattoo shops. We finally found one, so we do like a big U-turn and just go. I think this one was in Dorchester and it was called Holistic Ink. I really recommend this shop. This was a lovely shop. We pull in, there's two artists and we get to just choose our flash, but they're closing soon, so we kind of were hurried with it. So their deal here was $31 flash. I decided to do the poppy flower with a gem inside, and then the second design is more meaningful to me because my brother has a tattoo that is a cloud that's raining and the raindrops are all eyeballs. So there's a flash that was a cloud that's an eyeball and it's raining like the eye is crying. We had to wait some time for the people ahead of us to go, so we're like, oh, we're hungry now. It's like 6:30, something like that. I think shop closes maybe at 8 or something, so we were the last ones in there. So we go to, I believe it was a McDonald's. I'm so hungry because I've been driving around as well. It's like the road rage, whatever. I'm just like, I just need sustenance, right? So I order a double cheeseburger. The customer starts yelling at the staff, being like, you didn't get me any ketchup. Where's my ketchup? Making like a huge deal, like a whole thing. But I'm just hungry at this point. I'm just waiting for my food. Food comes out. We've got to get back soon. So I'm like, I just have to eat this and then run. I open the burger to eat it, but there's no patty. Like, there's no meat inside at all. It's just like a double cheeseburger. It's just bread, lettuce, tomato, cheese, and no patty. No patty. You already know what it is, Bang. We out here Friday the 13th. If this is not the epitome of unlucky, I went to Burger King, got a Whopper Jr.
I got
There's no patty. Where's my burger? This is just bread with condiments. What's good, man? Where's my burger? So basically that guy was still yelling. It's like a whole scene, because if not, I would have been like, oh, I'm gonna go get my patty. I paid for this. Where's my patty? And I'm starving. That was just like a big L. I just ate the bread, but it was super funny, but very sad at the same time. So rock up back to Holistic Ink. I got the poppy kind of like up on my thigh glute area, I guess. Then I put the eye cloud next to my scar cover up. The poppy flower tattoo artist, he's actually a fine line artist. This was my first experience with fine line tattoos and it didn't hurt at all. I almost didn't feel anything. Also, the location of the tattoo, it's like a fattier area, I guess. So yeah, I felt almost nothing. I think it took maybe half an hour max, and it was just a really good positive experience. The second one, the artist was more of a traditional tattoo artist, so the lines are thicker, She's pressing harder. Fine line, usually, like, if you touch where the tattoo is, you don't even feel it. Like, if you're closing your eyes, you wouldn't know there's a tattoo, versus sometimes traditional thicker line ones, you can kind of feel the shape of it. Both of the tattoo artists were lovely. It wasn't just line work, right? They're doing shading and everything. It's very, very quality tattoo work. That's what I would call the best case scenario for Friday the 13th Flash, right? I mean, other than the burger, but the Flash itself is all positive. The tattoos came out great. Price was good. Really have no complaints about it. And because of that, we were both in this really hype phase of like, oh, Friday the 13th Flash is amazing. Couldn't really even imagine it not going well, especially being like post-grad, you don't have a ton of money, but you want to get tattoos. It's really the best way to get them, especially if you're not tied to the fact that it's custom. And this whole time we're just getting a lot closer, but in the back of our head, we're like, you already know we gonna get this like Friday the 13th Flash next time there's a Friday the 13th. So Thursday the 12th, we're hanging out already because we're like, okay, last time we were the end of the day. We had a lot of stress trying to find a place and we finally found one, but that was really lucky for us. So let's go like first thing in the morning, because usually Friday the 13th, you can't make reservations. Usually. I think at nicer places they make reservations now, but the like $13, $31 ones, those ones usually are walk-in only. We figured that if we went early, we would be able to get spots, we'd be able to get multiple. We found a shop that does bring your own designs, line work. They were supposed to be about the size of a quarter. These ones were $13, I think, plus $7 tip, so $20 in total. I think around midnight is when I found out that this was the deal. Basically, we were like, we want to be printing out the sheet ahead of time to make it easier for them. Like, I just thought I was doing them a huge favor, but we didn't have a printer. So Jackie had gone to BU and she lives maybe like 10-15 minute drive from there. So I was like, I want to go to the BU library to go print out Flash. From midnight to 3 a.m. I was in the BU library trying to figure out what I wanted. So I definitely wanted the BTS Love Yourself heart. That one is very meaningful to me. And then I wanted Shikamaru Nara's clan symbol as well. That's also really important to me. Jackie's Korean name is actually Nara. Those two were like the two that I knew that I wanted to get. Currently 3 a.m. on Friday the 13th. I've been waiting for this day for literally months because of Friday the 13th Flash. The last Friday the 13th, I got 2 tattoos for $31 each. It's such a good deal. I've been hyping it up, trying to find different tattoo studios where I can get some cool Flash. So I found out that 7 Deadly Sins in Lynn, Massachusetts is doing this deal where not only do they have Flash, but you can bring your own designs. And I've been literally planning for this for months, right? And then all of a sudden tonight at like 12 a.m., I realized you could get whatever design you want. One of the designs I've been wanting for ages is the BTS Love Yourself heart. So first of all, I had to go print that out. Second of all, there's just so many other things. I'm like, as soon as you open the door to like, you can get whatever kind of tattoo you want. That pretty much sold me. So I need to get a tattoo, just lots that I want. And all of a sudden, of course, when you find this out, every idea tattoo I had, I just can't remember all of a sudden. So I've been spending the last 3 hours impersonating my friend because I'm not in school anymore. She's not in school either, but I've been using her school ID to get into the school library, use their printer to print out Flash sheets basically. So as you can see, I got some anime stuff. So basically my Flash sheet, I got Calcifer from Howl's Moving Castle, I got Koya from BT21, this random prairie dog thing, some Cardcaptor Sakura, some ferns. I'm in my car right now because my friend went to bed. I dropped her off. So I've literally just been driving around trying to get Flash. So honestly, it's worth it though. So my next Flash sheet is just some little hearts. I might get like matching little hearts with my friend. Another friend is getting a sun. She wants constellations, and that's the BTS Love Yourself heart that I want. I need to get up in 5 hours to go and actually get these tattoos. I'm waking up before 8 so that we can leave my friend's place at 8. So I'm actually sleeping over her house today and I'm impersonating her. But basically today's goal is to get as many possible tattoos as I can for a cheap price and fill up my tattoo leg sleeve, basically I impersonate Jackie just being Asian at BU. I mean, people don't look twice at it, but it's just funny because she wasn't even a BU student anymore. This is like her old ID. This is the middle of the night, and then end up finishing at like 3 a.m. Get back to Jackie's. So because I got home at like 3 a.m., there were no spots, and parking is an absolute nightmare. It's all residential spots. If you're gonna do overnight parking, you need to find a place that's like 2-hour limit between a certain time. There's also fire hydrants, and you need to be within a certain distance from them. So I also figured, you know, police don't usually come around ticket you until like 8 or after. So that night when I came home, I parked very close to a fire hydrant, and I was just like, well, as long as I move my car before this time, it should be fine. So anyway, we wake up pretty tired. It's 8 a.m., but we're very excited. I'm out here at Jackie's house right now, where I slept on this extra bed over here. Oh, it's me, Pooh Bear. We are gonna head out now to 7 Deadly Sins. Well, first we're gonna grab some Dunkin' Donuts and get to my car. I have a $100 ticket already off the bat, so I'm like, oh, well, happy Friday the 13th to me already. Doubling the price of what my tattoos were gonna be. Big L, but like the last time, I had the hamburger patty L, and then the tattoos ended up being good, so I was still hopeful that I wouldn't have any other L's the rest of the day. But we go and drive to the place. It's pretty crowded, actually. People already lined up and stuff, probably around 9 a.m. at this point. So anyway, I've got my flash sheet with me. Jackie's got hers, and we tell them what designs we want. Normally when you get a tattoo, right, say you want the number 7, shout out to BTS, right? You want the number 7, right? So you want it to look like this on you. So if I had given them the digital files, they would print it onto their own piece of paper. From that piece of paper, they transfer the image onto carbon paper, and then the carbon paper is a mirrored image, so that way when they place it on you, it comes out the right way, if that makes sense. So the carbon paper is like the opposite. Jackie's, for some reason, because she was choosing from a flash sheet that they had, hers came out fine because they printed it out. But the reception dude that I got was like this old man, proper old man, and he was like, oh, you've already got the printed piece of paper, so I don't need to print it onto carbon paper. I'm just gonna hand trace it onto carbon paper. So takes this image, right? He's hand tracing it through the back. This should have been like a huge red flag to me. was just way too trusting, didn't really know anything. So he's hand tracing it with his shaky old dude hands, which is like, I'm not being ageist, I love old people, shout out to my grandpa, but he's like, the lines were like so kind of just not really how they're supposed to look. So and then you transfer this here, it's supposed to come out the right way. So he traces it, and obviously I could tell like it doesn't look how I want it to look. Just in my head at the time, I was like, okay, the artist can fix it. Like, the stencil's gonna go on shittily, but the artist should be able to just fix that. It's not a hard design, you know, it's just like, hey, make the lines straight. So I don't think the tattoos ended up being the artist's fault. I think it was the fault of this old man, and my own fault, really. It's always my own fault. But yeah, I just didn't really think that it would come out as bad as they did. So basically, anyway, meet the guy. He's pretty nice. He does the tattoos for me. I did the BTS heart here, the Nara one here, because then I wanted to build this out as like a half sleeve, and then I did 3 of the other ones on my thigh to build out the leg sleeve. So yeah, all of them kind of came out really, really ratchet, really, really funny, but also I'm like, these are permanently on my body, is this okay? Big L's of this story were actually how bad the tattoos came out and getting the ticket. Like, I don't think the tattoos were worth 40 bucks each, you know? But yeah, mostly it was just a funny story, and then after it happened, you know, Jackie and I are both looking at the tattoos being like, are you kidding me? This is real life. This looks horrible. So I ended up getting the BTS heart and then the Nara clan symbol. And then I have a Koya one from BT21, Koya with a balloon. And then I have a meerkat and an acorn one. The meerkat one is so funny. so funny. Like, just all of them are just so ratchet, bad quality. Did it feel like the right decision at the time? Yes. Did it make for a good story? Yes. So for all intents and purposes, I'm happy with it. Since then, I've gotten the Nara one touched up by a Korean artist in Korea. I got the Meerkat one also touched up by a Korean artist in Japan. By now, I've gotten 3 cover-ups of sorts, or like touch-ups by separate artists. Anyway, that pretty much is it for this video. I hope that it was an interesting story for some of you. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe if you want to see more content from me. I hope you're having a wonderful morning, afternoon, nighttime, whatever time it is, wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!